Michael, I know you personally mostly through our Armenian church and your involvement in this local Armenian community. We just heard your bio. We read your bio. Really involved worldwide on a number of things, primarily being, of course, the Armenian community. And just recently we had a fantastic historical moment in Armenia with the Pope visiting, being in Echmiadzin. And you were there to experience it firsthand. Tell us about it.
Well, Diran, you used the word historic, and of course I have to agree with you on that. It was more than historic to those of us who were able to witness it. It was really inspiring. And I could explain some of my impressions if you'd like to hear it.
Absolutely, we'd love to hear you.
Well, I've been to Armenia many, many times since independence. And for the first time, I had the feeling that the people, the general society in Armenia, was really caught up with the Pope's visit. In many respects, I saw enthusiasm. I saw a feeling that this was a man that they came out in by the thousands to greet him in every little location that he was present in. So it was enthusiastic. Crowds were enthusiastic. Despite the weather being very hot and humid, they came out in droves, and they met him from every corner of Armenia. They were there.
We were able to watch it, of course, live. We were very, very proud, very happy to do that. And, that just from the start, from the arrival at the airport all the way through to the end, it was just a beautifully constructed service. I want to know, did you get to meet him personally? And if you did or did not get to speak with him? And then I have a few more questions after that.
Well, Diran, I was fortunate enough, my wife and I, along with a small group of people, did have an occasion to have an audience with him. We really didn't speak to him, but we did shake his hand and thank him for his visit. It was amazing. The people that came to do that came from all parts of the world, and he was able to speak in so many different languages, one-on-one with people, whether it was in Portuguese or French or English or German. He did it, and it was amazing to me to see how multilingual and real sincere he was, and that's what comes across when you get up close to Pope Francis.
We've known that the Pope has been friends with Armenians for a very long time, all the way back to Buenos Aires. To me, it seemed that he was just very comfortable there. He was comfortable being, amongst Armenians whom he's known for such a long time. Is that what it was like in person, too?
Yes, I would say there was a feeling that he had, and it showed in the way he reacted. I have to tell you that beyond the scripted speeches that were given to him by his staff in the Vatican, he went beyond it. He spoke from the heart beyond what was written on paper. And in fact, one of the controversial issues was the question, would he use the word genocide again as he did last year in Rome? Because it was clear that the Vatican staff was not too anxious to emphasize that part of the visit. It was controversial, and they wanted to kind of stay away from that. But the Pope, especially when he met with the diplomatic corps in Yerevan, he extemporaneously added to the speech by mentioning the Armenian genocide and how he feels about it. It shows how close he really feels to the Armenians.
That's I was going to actually touch on that in my next question. The controversy that surrounded it. We saw all the great things, of course, the positive sides of it, the controversial side of it, of course, involving genocide and just maybe, some of the antagonistic approaches, views that maybe some of the neighbors of Armenia had. Did that really play out from a negative perspective while you were there?
No, only for those of us who were really cognizant of that issue up close. It was not really out openly in any of the events. This was something that, for those of us who follow that issue, you sensed it, you saw it, but overall, the people were not there because of genocide. They were there because they respected this man. And the image of the two heads of the two churches walking side by side, embracing, and just feeling so comfortable with one another made it really special.
Michael, I mentioned that your involvement, is very great, over the years, and I value your opinion, obviously, as somebody who has experienced a lot of these things. Do you think, having been there, having seen some of the speeches and maybe some of the internal dialogues and interactions with each other, are we closer to any sort of reconciliation or any peace, for the Armenians on a worldwide level?
Well, of course, the Pope was making that one of his special themes. He was preaching peace. He was preaching reconciliation. The image of him and the Catholicos at Corvira, issuing two white doves aimed towards Ararat was really a historic picture, if you ever had it, of these two churchmen reaching out across the border and showing a sign of peace, which, after all, is the dove.
Yeah, that picture definitely went viral online. I saw it there, and it's been shared so many times.
Yes.
Michael, any other thing to add before we close?
Yeah, I want to say that I want to compliment the staff in Etchmiadzin, and particularly the Catholicos, how well organized this whole trip was. After all, it was pretty complicated. The pure logistics of setting up in all the venues that the Pope visited was something that, where it was not done in an improvised way. Everything went like clockwork, and the technology that was brought forth for the visit was amazing. So I have to compliment the people in Armenia, the government, and the Catholicos staff for putting on a great job.